Hello. Ever been that stressed out at something that you felt like you need to pick up your camera, put on a particular video on YouTube, and stream it out to you guys? Let's have a look. Ooh. I'll make me small for a minute.
Flags goes back decades. Their re-emergence coincides with a wave of anti-immigration protests over the course of a heated summer. And if this is about unity for some, for others it translates to unease.
Well, joining me now to discuss this further are Professor John Denham, a former Labour minister who is now director of the Centre for English Identity and Politics at the University of Southampton, and Kehinde Andrews, a professor of Black Studies at Birmingham City University. John.
Birmingham City University, so he's actually teaching the younger folk, well, not really kids, are they, but, you know, the adolescent to adults about whatever he believes.
Denham, do you support people putting these flags up?
I think the point is that whatever the motivations of people putting the flags up, and some will be good and some will be bad, what they're doing is putting up flags that belong to all of us. And the opinion poll is very clear. In all communities, far more people see these flags, the St George's Cross and the Union flag, as belonging to everybody than belonging to only a few people. So it's a very odd sort of protest, because I think the people putting the flags up were hoping that other people would go around and tear them down. In reality, they're putting up symbols that belong to all of us. We should all say, yeah, these are our flags. These represent the nation that we belong to. I see an England flag, meaning the sort of diverse England football teams we have at men and women's levels. We don't have to assume the motives of the people who put it up. So my view is we're in a position here, even if it was the far right behind this, right, if the flags stay up, the far right loses. If we tear them down, the far right wins.
Far right. Far right. What is this compared to where the Overton window is? You know? Or is it compared to white supremacists? Of which I'm sure none of those flags were put out by white supremacists. So, you know, this is the furthest right that they've got on Channel 4 News. This is Channel 4 News. Yeah? And then, of course, we've got the far left, gonkwomble, on the other side. Wait a minute.
Kehinde Andrews, you were shaking your head. Why?
Well, I mean, that sounds nice in fairy tale land, but in reality, we know what these flags have been for. We know, and actually, it's actually more dangerous. Back in the day, these were, you know, EDL, it was National Front. They were very clearly far right. And what's actually...
Yeah, that's far right. Right, not... EDL got infiltrated by the far right, which is why Tommy Robinson left it. Right, then it got dissolved, I believe. All right, because it attracted the actual National Front and people like that. And then Tommy didn't like that. Go and watch his video. You'll find it. Not Silence, another one. When we were a young lad. So let's have a look what this college professor has to say about the flag which began the English revolt against slavery. Yeah. And just throwing it in our face. Those flags flew on the same galleons that freed the slaves. That's just from the English.
actually happened now is the far right just become the mainstream. We've just had you've just had a talk about reform. In the very video you showed, what was it? It was immigration was the issue. There's a long history of these flags being waved to say keep Britain white. This is not about inclusion; it's about exclusion, and you cannot separate.
You don't get it. There are a particular demographic in the United Kingdom at the moment who do not wish to assimilate. They believe in things from the 700th century, and they are firmly stuck in those beliefs because those beliefs were the word of their God. This is not about white country. Yeah? He's perfectly welcome to be here. As long as he cuts out this shit, keeps calling us names. Or tries to oppress us. Do you think he's trying to oppress us?
The asylum hotel protest, last summer with the racist riots, from this rash of flags. And I'm sorry, they do not belong to us. You poll black British people, you see that.
Last summer's racist riots.
St. George's Cross on a pub, you ain't going in.
So he's admitting it right there, yeah? If he sees the St. George's Cross above a pub, he's not going in that pub. So is the racist. Who? This gonkwomble. Just go in, have your pint. I bet you don't even go in pubs. Have your pint. You know, all right, my duck, are you all right? Yes, thank you. Yeah, lovely. Yeah,
Hey, this is intimidation, and I spoke to many people.
So-
I'm in Birmingham.
so
where
Kehinde-
we have neighborhoods with these flags everywhere, and I'm not going down there. And I know many people who won't go down there because we know what
I wonder why.
those flags mean.
So, Kehinde
sorry,
Andrews,
but
would you tear those flags down? Just before I bring back John Denham, would you tear them down? Because John Denham
I think
says
the council has
you're
to.
giving the far right what they want.
I think the council has to take them down because this is very clearly about intimidation. EDL.
What's that book he's got behind him? The Real Mission of Malcolm X. Nobody can give you freedom. You're oppressing yourself, mate. You're oppressing yourself. What the hell is this guy's problem? And he's teaching the adolescent to the adults. He's in Birmingham University. Don't you not think he needs cancelling?
I mean, when you got Britain First, the GB News folk, the far right, all these saying yes, this is a great idea. It's clearly something that can't stand if we're saying that we're an inclusive society. They have to come down.
Okay, John Denham.
If we're an inclusive society, we have to bring down the English flags. Says who? Says the fascist. I'll tell you. Yeah. We used to have a word for someone like that who thought yeah, have my idea or no idea at all, right? I think that was what were it? Tiny moustache. Austrian. Yeah.
It does matter what the motivation is, doesn't it? If there are people behind some of these campaigns who allegedly have links to the far right, that matters in today's world.
Oh, of course it matters that there are far-right activists, but if you look, for example, at the asylum hotel protests, it's estimated that fewer than 10,000 people took place in those demonstrations across the entire country. The far right are not the country. If we say that the national flags belong to the far right and we won't fly them, we're giving a tiny minority of people control over our national symbols. And Kehinde's actually wrong. The evidence of polling is not that most people reject these flags, not most black minority ethnic people reject these flags. Yes, there are some who are ambivalent about it. Yes, there are circumstances in which they're threatening, but it simply is not the case that most people reject them.
I don't think it matters at all. If it's threatening to him and he's teaching university students, then I don't think he belongs in education. Do you? Does that guy, not this Labour guy, even though he's a bit...
And I would say, why hand the fascists a victory by pulling the flags down, when by keeping them up, indeed putting up more flags, we defeat them?
Kehinde,
I mean, I think
take that point then. I mean, the message of the flag is not defined by a minority.
Well, no, I think this is the biggest point about this. One, I'd question the poll, and you can get a poll to tell you can probably find a poll to tell you whatever you want. But the actual bigger issue here isn't about the far right. It's a
Tell you what, mate, poll it in Birmingham, all right, and I'm sure that you'll get the result that you want. Poll it in Birmingham, go on, or any other big city for that matter, and you'll get the polls that you want, that your fascist regime wants, your anti-white idea that you're spreading onto you. I keep mentioning this, but it's just ridiculous. How the hell can he be a university teacher? Well, you know, next thing you know, all kids are going to go out, all students are going to go out, paint their hair blue, have God knows how many septum piercings. This is why it's fucked up. This is why folks don't know what they are, because people like him. People with his ideas. Not like him.
about what these flags represent. Both of those flags were the flags that were sailed on ships which enslaved my ancestors. There was a flag which the British Army waved when they colonized 24% of the world.
They were also the same flags, mate, that were flown on ships that abolished slavery, and many of our many of the crewmen died on that, on those things. Thousands. William Wilberforce, look that up. Abolished the slave trade. Yet this guy is allowed to show to tell his fascist ideology, his fascist ideas, that it stopped at when slaves weren't abolished, when slavery, when we were sailing all the oceans, back when we were a decent country, and we were even a better country when we abolished slavery. What an arsehole. I just had to pick this up and get this off my chest. It's just ridiculous. What a smug arse.
We actually live in a society which is deeply unequal. The asylum process is one thing, but like you look at inequality in housing, etc., etc. Britain isn't this great, wonderful, multicultural country. It's a country steeped in racism. And no.
Where the hell's he plucking all this shit from? Inequality in housing? It don't matter. Well, it does. Of course, it matters. Inequality in housing. What else is he chuffing spouting?
Those flags represent that racism, which is why the far right picked them up and started waving them.
But it may represent something else, Kehinde, to an awful lot of people. I mean, England is a big country, and there's a lot of people who wouldn't see the flag in that way, surely.
Yeah, but this is the problem. What Britain hasn't done is dealt with the impact of empire. Even on the immigration question, why are there so many black and brown people in this country? We are here because you were there. Like, I'm only in this country because somebody got
What the I'll leave the link to this, right? It's Channel 4. He's only in this country because we were there. He's in this country without whiplashes all over his back because we were there. Without whiplashes on his back because we were there. To abolish this shit that he's spouting in universities. Deplatform this man. I don't know why. Well, I do know why Channel 4 will have put this guy on. And I think you do too. Yeah, because they are a controlled opposition as well. It's just ridiculous. Anyway. I'm going to leave it there. Please tell me, have I done this big screen all the way? Yeah, I think. What did that look like? Oh yeah. There you go. I'm going to leave it there. I'll leave a link to this underneath. Alright. Cheers guys. Thanks for listening. Bye.